Lezi izindaba zeThembisa online. Right, ake sikubingelele sikwamukele sawubona igama lami ngingumfanelo. UPhenyibheshu ngingowakwaDzanibe isibongo. Sikwethulela izindaba konke okwenzekayo endaweni yaseThembisa, Ivory Park, Rabe Ridge nezindawo ezisungezile. Ake sikubingelele sikwamukele igama lami ngingumfanelo uPhenyibheshu wakwaDzanibe. Sizokubikela ke umbiko omayelana nokwedlula emhlabeni komfanyana oneminyaka ke 10. Umfana ke obefunda ibanga ugrade 5 esikoleni samabanga aphansi Reagile Primary School Winnie Mandela Zone 10. Kepha ke la sikhona sisekhaya lakhe okuyindawo ke yase Winnie Mandela Zone 11. Lapha ke kuhambele khona ke ungqongqoshe womnyango wezemfundo kulesi sifundazwe sase Gauteng, umhlonishwa uMatome Chiloane, hambisana ke nethimba lakhe lapha ke ehhovisi lakhe. Nabe indaba ke bakhona sokwazi ukuthi ke sethamele ke inkulumo sizukuthi ke ngabe ke kuthini ukuphawula kwakhe. Siyakuzwa ke futhi nanokuqinisekisa ukuthi kuzoqokwa inkampani ke ezimele ezokwazi ukuthi kiphenye kabanzi ke ngalolu daba lokwedlula ke emhlabeni ke umfana. Uzokhumbula ukuthi kuwelwe ke yipali ngaphakathi ke emagcekeni esikole khona lapha Reagile Primary School ngomsombuluko egamanxeni nje kwehora le-12. Ake sethamele inkulumo kaNgqongqoshe sizokuthi ke ngabe uphawula kanjani.
All right, thank you so much, Steve. Good afternoon. As you can see, we are at the family's home of our deceased child. So today we had come just to send our deepest and sincere condolences to the family. More than anything is to really share their pain, share in their grief, and really communicate steps that we are taking as a department to ensure that they also are able to find closure. As you know, the preliminary outcomes or preliminary information that we all have of the incident is how the child was struck by a pole. And so that is just a preliminary outlook of things. So the family wants more, and we do feel that they should get more answers. I know that there is a currently police investigation as well that is investigating the whole incident. So what we've done as a department, we've also set up an independent investigation law firm to also assist with more answers to get much more clarity as to what could have led to the incident, what happened post as well, so that we're able to provide that information, and also who should be held liable, accountable, and so forth. So that law firm will really help us with regard to that, with the detail of that investigation. You would know that these law firms have been very thorough in the past with past reports, and we've been able to act on some of the reports. In fact, all of the reports, let me not say some, all of the reports, and in most cases, the execution of those reports, the implementation of those reports have been successful, where we were able to hold all those officials or individuals accountable as per the outcomes of each investigation. So we had to assure the family that these law firms that we are putting in place is independent from the school, is independent from the department, so that they should not feel that whoever will be putting in place can cover each other. You know that generally there has been accusations that people cover each other, they look after each other within the system. So these ones are not in the system, they're independent, they just do what they are told according to the terms of reference. So we will bring the law firm on Monday to introduce them to the family and introduce them to the school, because those are the 2 points that they'll be doing their investigation. And then we should be anticipating a feedback from them. Usually it takes around 2 weeks to really fully conclude those particular reports. But overall, what we're here today for is just to really here to support the family. And I'm happy that the school from day one, they've been accountable, they've been here, they've been with the family, and the community has been here. So it's really a painful thing to really happen to us as a department. It's painful really what had happened to the child, and that's why we in the main to really support the family up until we really bury our child. Look, as the psychosocial aspect has been there from day one. Immediately when this incident took place, they went to the school to really support the family, support the learners. I mean, our psychosocial team is amongst the most thorough, I think, in the country, confidently, because you know the number of incidences that you experience in the province. So they've been there from day one. But the school has communicated the preliminary report to the parents as it is. But obviously the family is not, they will explain that they're not really happy because there are quite a number of questions that they've also asked me, and I would rather leave it to them to rather communicate with you what they asked me or what they're expecting answers of. So the school has communicated what we all have, literally, that this incident took place and then the child was struck by a pole, and yes, and then we lost our child on school property. So this is where they left it. I mean, and this is where the report, and it is actually consistent with the police report now. That this is how the incident took place. So I think for additional in terms of information as to what would have happened, I would really say that allow us to conclude our independent investigation. You know that we will be able to communicate it to yourself to the media and the public, and also recommendation. There are a set of things that we've already begun to do to really avoid this incident. As you know, this is not the first incident that happened in this form. We lost a child in Alberton, in particular in the same form. So it requires obviously internally to do some form of changing in terms of the facilities. We've just written a memo to all schools that they need to concretize permanently all structures of poles. These movable goalposts will no longer be a feature in our schools. We don't want it because we have lost kids in this form. So we just have to take such decisions. But I'm sure it will form part of the reports and recommendation when we conclude the investigation. Not been to the school yet. I was intending, I was going to arrive at the school on Friday, but not today. I was not. There is another meeting that we are currently at. There's a provincial government Lekgotla, so that's where I am. So I've not been to the scene yet, but the team has already been there. Steve has been there from day one. The office has been there from day one. So I do trust that the information that they would have shared with me is as such. But obviously decisions do not need to wait for me to go and see. You know, some decisions that you just have to take consistent with what you would have understood of what had happened there.
Ake sathameleke inkulumo yelungu lomphakathi eliphinde ke libeke umuntu osondelene nomndeni umhlonishwa uThomas Ndobe. Sizokuthi ke ngabe yena uthini njengalokhu ke behanjelwe ungqongqoshe.
Ki Thomas wa Ndobe, ki mdudu wa mo zone 11. Ki family and friend from Magakwa. Never is a good child for Rona. Pele ngwana mo right, jale ka bana ba bangwe. Re expect a mo ngwana aya sekolong. O tlamele a boe. Le ra bona ngwana a sekolong, at the end of the day is go to the graveyard. Ke ntwe sa re fitishang as a family. Here today you need the closure. Here today ngwana o ile sekolong o go betse, there's no action. Re lebetseng as a family re ka ba tshire ambisha sepetlele ze ambulance tšeo ka go fela di aka di direga go ngwana. So MEC irina le ena ka kontlong o leketse re hlalosela gore go na le team a tloba a formile ye ka go fela a tlotlang a re fa a closure as a family in 2 weeks. Yalo re paletse go ba dipuisho tše dingata tse di bušang ka sekolo le maintenance yona o fitse mo o tla mo kae. Re letile the report ye e tlwang MEC gore na ngwana o tlhokofetse ka tsela efeng. If are fair, if got the right arena are voucher, who going to knock another door? So relevant community arena ya Zone 11, yes, the beautiful women for supporting us go tlogela mo mathatharine a tlhagile ka Magakwa re be le ona bole ya rona councillor Thato Mashiane ya gone re fa a support. So tse dingata a rena le tsona di question tse dingata re di tlile from MEC ya atlo re boja in 2 weeks gore na newe go diregileng ka yena go sekolong.
Ezindabeni zethembisa online ngingumfanelo UPhenyibheshu wakwaDzanibe. Umbiko siuqophe endaweni yase Winnie Mandela Zone 11 kanti izithombe nemsindo siqoshele uDerek Phukela shot by Houza ekhona ubanele uBrazo wakwaSondlo.